Justin Hawkins writes again. And this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications that you might not miss anything. Today I'm doing this thing about... Today I'll be discussing technical difficulties, specifically on stage technical difficulties. I think I'll keep it music equipment based. I won't talk about wardrobe malfunctions just yet. Although that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Basically, that's when knobs and boobs fall out, and sometimes a ball, in my case. So yeah, but this is more. Let's go through it, and I'll show you a couple. So that sounds like it's the whole PA gone down. That happened to us actually at a festival in Italy once. It's really difficult. You don't know what to do really. The only thing you can hear is the drums very, very faintly in the background. All the amps go down. The PA's gone down. It's just so anything that isn't creating like an acoustical noise, you end up just basically screaming at the audience along to a drum set, and only like the first few rows can hear anything. Everybody else is going, "What's happening?" Oh! But there is a right way and a wrong way to approach those things. I always say this, but I think the thing that defines the best of us is the way you react to a technical malfunction. You know, it's an awkward silence can be your friend, especially if you're a performer that knows how to address an audience and understands that these things are opportunities, you know. It's chaos, isn't it? It's danger and opportunity, right? Is that what it is? It's not even dangerous. Everything's just gone off. It doesn't matter. Nothing works. So what? So what are you left with? Your personality, your charisma, your connection, you've still got a lot of things at your disposal that can make it a memorable show. And in fact, you know, the technical difficulty itself can be the thing that's most memorable about it, unfortunately. So yeah, I think Bruce Dickinson's doing a reasonable job here of just sort of dancing and making light of the situation. Probably quite frustrating for a ticket buying audience member, but at least he's trying. I mean, they're lucky that the lighting rig still works, actually. Okay, well, that's just everything going down. That's a power cut. Everyone has those. Can't be expected to... I mean, I don't even know what you're supposed to do in a situation like that. The lights go down, the PA goes down. That's never happened to me before. I don't know. Usually those things are on two different circuits, aren't they? It's really unfortunate if that happens. And we had a thing once where the monitors went down, and that's a really difficult one because like what you're relying on to be able to pitch and sort of know where you are in a song disappears, but the rest of the room can still hear you because it's coming out of the PA. And then you really have to get on the edge of the stage to hear what the audience is singing, hearing rather, and it can be a really exhilarating experience, but also quite deafening because you're standing right next to the PA. But I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that's not insurmountable yet. We had a situation once where we were playing an arena show at Nottingham Arena, and there was a big moment where I play a guitar solo on the back of a white tiger. It was quite the thing back in those days. So it was a lot of rigging. I had to make sure I was a certain weight or below. And I got on this tiger, and I started to glide out over the audience, who were all looking up at me with their potato phones in those days, going, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening." And then my guitar just stopped working. It was something went wrong with the wireless system that transmits the notes to the amplifier. So I was just sitting there with a silent guitar as it gradually sort of meandered its way over the heads of these despairing punters, and then got to the other end. It was like, fuck, that was really disappointing. So I got another guitar that actually did work, and then did the solo again on the same tiger, but in reverse. Somebody mentioned that to me in the comments here a few weeks ago. I'm glad other people remember it. See, that's a memorable moment for me. It's not embarrassing at all. It's just That's what happens. Something goes wrong and you fucking make the best of it. When life gives you a guitar that doesn't work, you give it back to life and say, now give me one that works, and I'll go do the solo again in reverse. It's always awesome. It's always awesome when things just stop. Because it's how you cope. That's what it is. It separates the wheat from the chaff, really, as performers. Do you get frustrated? Do you start throwing things around? Yeah, if it makes people happy. I don't know. What's the alternative? You've got to react to what's happening in the room. Every gig is different. This is just a moment. You have to be. It's not. We're not the Barron Knights, are we? You know, it's not. Nothing's choreographed. There's no. You don't do the same jokes every night. And when something like this happens, you've got to be ready for it. I'm not seeing a problem here. That's a shame, because this is Axl when he's in his pomp as well. The real crime here is the fact that you can't hear his amazing voice. Oh, God. Excruciating. Oh, no, the backup's gone as well. What's happened? You always have a backup, you see. When you tour, you always have like 2 or 3... maybe you have 2 or 3 guitars that you use, but you have to have spares for all those. You have to have spare microphone, spare underpants, spare everything, really. Because you never know. You never know. But I always had this thing, like this is a piece of advice that I give every singer. You know, if you always have to have a safety net. Like if everything goes wrong, I mean everything. If the silence that's awkward is too much for you, you can't take it. You should always have something up your sleeve that you're ready to do when the shit really hits the fan. For me, it's take all of your clothes off and stand there crying, because regardless of how terrible the events are that have unfolded, that have led to that, people will go home and they'll never forget that show. You know? For better or worse, you make an impression. It's our job. You don't want people don't pay a ticket. People don't pay the price of admission to go home and then forget that they were ever there. So give them something to remember. And if the PA goes down, and if you can't handle it, take all of your clothes off, have a good little cry, and or at least have that up your sleeve just in case. Justin Hawkins writes again. I just realised I'd probably get arrested for indecent exposure. Again. I don't mean again in the sense that I've been arrested for indecent exposure. I certainly haven't been arrested for anything whatsoever, officer. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these 2 videos. Thank you.